video, what we are going to see, I'm going to talk about the use of trigonometry to solve other parts of a circle. Don't forget, we've talked about a rectangle triangle like this. Rectangle triangle. If we are given two sides, if for instance we are given here as 8 and here as 6, we can use Pythagoras theory to get this part, which is s squared, how the square of the longest side is equal to the square of the sum of the square of the other two sides. This is what we did before. Here is 64, here is 36, so we now have 100, where s is equal to square root of 100. We have this one before. We've already done Pythagoras theory in our previous video, but in this particular part of trigonometry I want to talk about today is the one that has to do with when you are given one side with an angle, how to get the remaining part when we are dealing with a right angle triangle. When you are given one side and with an angle, where do you use? When to use sine, when to use cosine, when to use tan. So the first thing I want to talk about is this one. Example 1. What we have here is this. Take for instance, this is the angle. Let me say angle 30 for instance. And we are asked to look for, we are given 5. We are asked to look for x and y. What you are having here is very simple. All you just need to know is we need to write this very well. So toi. And the first thing you must know is to know the parts of the triangle. The first thing you must know is to know the part of the what? Triangle. Now the thing is, where is our opposite? Our opposite is the place where that angle you are dealing with faces. Where that angle faces, where the direction is facing. So from what you can see on the board, we are seeing that x is our opposite. Then the longest side is our hypotenuse. So if you check what we are having here on the board, you see that we have so. When it is sine, it is opposite over hypotenuse. When it is cos, it is adjacent over hypotenuse. When it is tan, it is opposite over adjacent. So from what we are seeing here, if I'm going to look for x, it's going to be opposite, which is x, sine. I'm using sine now because it's going to be opposite over hypotenuse, where the angle faces opposite. And the longest side is what? Is actually hypotenuse. So you now have x over the longest side, which is what? 5. So to get x now, by a simple equation that I gave you in my video before, whenever you have something like this, the next thing is cross multiply. So we now have x is now equal to 5 sine 30. 5 sine 30 degree. We have gotten our x. Then the next one is how to get our y. We have been able to identify the different part of the circle. Remember I said where the angle faces is our opposite. If the angle was here would have been the opposite. But in this case, the angle was here, is facing x. So x is the opposite. So if we have known our longest side, which is the hypotenuse, we have known our opposite side. The next part is what? The adjacent. So all you just need to do is now go for what you have. Now y. And if you see the relationship there, you see it. We are dealing with two things. We are dealing with a particular value that is known. We know the hypotenuse, and we are looking for the adjacent. If you look the one that is most suitable there for this purpose, you will see that it's a car, which is cosine. Cosine. So in this case, it's going to be adjacent over hypotenuse, which is cos 30 is equal to y over 5. The same way we did that just now. So we now have cos multiply y will now be equal to 5 cos 30 degrees. So this is exactly what we have as our y. So we've gotten this for our x and y. There are other cases where we still talk about, for instance, we are giving another example. If we are giving another example, like for instance, let me say example 2. Let me just write it here because of the sake of space. I'm going to write it like this. We are giving an angle like this, and we are giving this part, like maybe here is 6, here is 6 centimeter, here is 30. We are asked to look for what? X. In this case, you will see that what we are actually having and what we are looking for, what we are looking for is actually the opposite, and we have been given the adjacent. I will know that this one is the longest side, the hypotenuse. So if you see the one that is suitable when we are, the one that is useful in this case, you will see that we have opposite, we also have adjacent. So it becomes opposite over adjacent. So it's tan 30 equal to tan 30 equal to x over 6, x over 6. The same way we did it, we are going to cross multiply. So when we cross multiply, we will now have x equal to 6 tan 30. You can see what x has given us. So that's exactly what we're talking about. It's very simple. That's just it.